It was another hot day today. 91 was our official high, not breaking a record or even getting really close to the record. 95 on this date. So we're generally staying lower 90s, and that will continue through the weekend. So a lot of sunshine, but a mix of some clouds doesn't really help us out much with any shade. And with dew points in the upper 70s, even with a temperature right now of 87, it feels like 100. So when those temperatures were in the lower 90s, it felt more like the highest heat index I could find at Kenner was 105 degrees today. So the heat and the humidity definitely an issue through the weekend. Kind of a mix of sun and clouds. These are all fair weather clouds over the area, so none of those rainmakers. In the 80s and still some low 90s on the map right now with high humidity, and unfortunately no signs of that coming down, at least in the near future. There are signs of it by the end of next week. Winds out of the south and at times a bit of a breeze. That's keeping the high humidity in place. So our heat wave continues with that high humidity, heat indices through about Tuesday around 100, but we are still looking at a high confidence of a late season cold front moving through on Wednesday. Next couple of days, or next several days, it's going to be this big upper ridge which dominates. Notice upper troughing though to our north. That is allowing for some more active weather just north of us, as well as some drops in temperatures. That's not coming to us at least through the weekend. Early next week the heat will continue, but as we head toward Tuesday, Wednesday, here comes the deepening upper trough I was mentioning, and an upper pattern which does look to continue with some cooler temperatures, or at least below average temperatures through the end of next week and next weekend. Look at the temperature outlook for Thursday through the weekend, likely staying below average. So once this front does move through, it looks like that beautiful weather will continue even into next weekend. Temperatures start dropping. These are the records down at the bottom. Temperatures start dropping on Wednesday with the front, and then Thursday, Friday, highs only in the lower 80s and less humid. Probably going to be one of the last fronts of the season, at least real cold fronts. Still can get some kind of quasi fronts to move in during even early June, but they tend not to do much for our temperatures at that point. As I'd mentioned, some active storms up to our north, but that's about as close as a lot of that weather is going to get. Maybe North Louisiana, central Mississippi, but then as far as anything coming down toward us as far as rainfall goes, not going to happen. All we get are kind of the remnant clouds passing through, and at times the clouds tend to be more during the early morning hours. If we got the clouds during the day, it would keep us out of the 90s. So the cloud cover doesn't really help us out. In fact, the clouds during the night prevent us from getting very cool. So 70s for the mornings, afternoon highs in the 90s. Only expecting a few stray showers Wednesday with the front, but a front will move through, bringing in more pleasant weather by the end of next week.